Good morning. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I had Friday off, so I had a nice 3-day weekend, and we got a lot done here. But it was good to have a 3-day weekend because we did have quite a bit of a interesting week here around the homestead, and I wanted to take some time to kind of tell you about the happenings since last Sunday. So as many of you know, we purchased 26 acres in central Tennessee, Big Sandy, Tennessee area, and we have been rehabbing, remodeling, demoing the home, the shop, and the office that I'm in now. You can see I'm making progress in the office. We've got all of the Luan paneling up, and we are going to be finishing the trim off this week. So the Brad's office project, which has been on and off for the last few months as we've been getting things ready here, should be complete by the end of this week, so we can move on to the shop and the home. So in the shop, we've got pretty much in working order at this point. Not finished. It just had spray foam in there to fix the climate control issues. About the only other thing we're going to do in the shop and the office is probably do a garage door, which we've got ordered right now, and also a mini split system, heating and air conditioning. So we're coming along pretty well on the shop and office. And in the home, we've got it completely demoed, but we haven't really done anything to the inside of the home, except for tearing out the demo, and then we did the roof on top. So we're ready to start taking some of the floor up and getting rid of the heating and air conditioning ducts underneath to get that. I've got a program here that's causing me some issues. Let me close it. There we go. That should fix it. And good morning, Teachers on America. I saw you come in. And so where was I? Okay, so on the home, we are just getting ready to start removing the flooring to get the air conditioning duct out of there, because we're going to put a ductless system in there as well. So anyway, this week started, and I guess Sunday, probably Sunday, Monday evening, something like that, when we were working on something, Chris asked me to come and close the garage door, because right now we've got a garage door on the shop that closes. It's one of those sliding doors, right? It's not the normal door that goes up and in. And so it's pretty heavy, and it was amateurly installed, so it can cause some challenges in that regard. And so she asked me to come in and give that a close. And so I came out there, I started to close it. It closed just a little bit of the way, and then it just hung up. And so normally once you get it moving, it closes pretty, well, I shouldn't say pretty easy, but it goes all the way closed. So once you get the momentum and you get going. And so this one stopped about a third of the way, and I had to really yank on it a couple times to get it to go. So I got it to go all the way in. We go in and finish our evening. We get up the next morning, and I head out to the office. I start working. I get on my conference call. I've got my headset on. Chris pops her head in the door and says, "Did you cut yourself?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't cut myself." "Why?" And she said, "There's blood all over the place." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm on the conference call." And after it got over, I went over to the shop to see what was going on, and there was, coming down the inside of the sliding garage door in the shop, there were streaks of blood, and there were drips of blood down on the bottom. Going towards the far end of the door, there were some drips of blood, but we couldn't find anything. We looked all over, in the shop, around the shop, up in the rail of the tracking. We couldn't see anything. And so we didn't think much of it, couldn't find anything. So we went about our business. The next day, we came in. I'm working with my normal job sitting here, but also on breaks, I was going to the shop to get tools and come back in here and work on putting this paneling up. And so I went out to shop. It was a beautiful sunny day. I turned a corner. I looked right to the right corner here, going towards the shop entry, and there was a black snake coming around the corner. And so I started walking towards him, and he went the other way. I knew the shop and the garage door was open, so I didn't want the snake to get in the shop, because Chris is terrified of snakes, even black snakes. So I went running around to close the shop door. I got the main door closed, which is just a regular door, And then I went to close the shop door, and I closed the shop door up. And as I was closing the shop door up, this snake was trying to get in the door. I mean, he was going up, trying to get in the door, looking for holes underneath. And he comes over to the shop, and then I ran back to close my office door. When I ran back to close my office door, evidently he found a gap between the garage door, and the snake got into the shop, and Chris saw that. And of course, she's not happy about that. So I got a piece of board 4-6 feet long. Black snakes are, I won't say harmless, but they really are. So, I mean, they don't really attack unless they're cornered. They're not poisonous. So, and they're not, I don't think they have deep fangs. They got some pretty gnarly teeth, I'm sure, but I don't think they have the typical fangs to deliver the venom, right? So they're constrictors more than anything else. I shoot it out of the shop. It took me a little while to find him behind some boxes, and I shoot him out of the shop. He left the shop, closed the shop door. She pushed it so that it wouldn't have that gap anymore, pushed it closed. And good news is we're getting that replaced. We're just waiting on the contractor, because right now, with everybody doing work at home, all the contractors are stacked up for weeks. So we'll be a few weeks before we get that problem fixed, or that garage door fixed. So anyway, I go back to my office. I continue working. I had a break about an hour later maybe, and I walk out the office door, go get something from the shop. I grab the tool. I come back. I left my office door open. I turned the corner to come back in, and that black snake's tail was outside my door, and he was heading into my office. So once again, I grab a piece of trim. I go in. He didn't get very far in the office, and I shoot him back out. But because of his persistence, I have named him Percy. So the black snake, we haven't seen him since then, but he was looking for something, and didn't really think that much about it until that evening. And I told Chris, I said, wonder if he, smelt the blood that it came down the garage door and was looking to try to get in there for, something was injured or something like that. And, we thought that might be a possibility, but we didn't really think that much of it. The next day, it was probably Thursday by this point, we walk into the shop, and inside the shop, it just didn't have this, it didn't have a very good smell. And Chris had taken, the very same day she saw the snake, she went and got some mothballs and put them in some of the cracks underneath the office and shop building, just to keep snakes from going under there. Mothballs will repel snakes, from what we've heard. So she put a few down there. And I smelled something in the shop, and she's like, I think it's the mothballs. And I'm like, it doesn't really smell like mothballs. Smells like something dead. Didn't really get worse. So we looked around, tried to find stuff, couldn't really find anything. So next day, come Friday, we didn't really spend any time in there on Friday or Saturday much, because of, actually on Friday, Chris noticed that she was having her morning coffee, and there were vultures flying around the shop, like many of them, 4 or 5 of them, and they would land in trees, and they were looking. And we're like, I bet they're looking that maybe there is something dead out there. Even though it didn't smell horrible, it smelled like something the day before. So we figured there was something dead out there. Probably what I had crushed in the garage door, but not, we didn't know where it was at. And neither did they. They kept looking and circling. And so Saturday, we ended up celebrating Chris's birthday. We didn't really do much. And then Sunday morning, we went into the shop, and it really smelled bad. Definitely did not smell like mothballs. And so Chris and I decided to look a little bit more, double check. We looked in the tracks of the garage door, the rollers where we would have, where the creature would have been crushed. Didn't find anything. We looked all around. We walked back past the garage door to the corner of the house. And when we turned the corner, she had a light, and she shined it in the corner. And it's a metal building. There's just a little seam between the garage door and the metal building. And there was a dead snake hanging in there. So it was a dead black snake. And so hit the black snake, obviously, with the rollers. Pretty much did it enough damage that it couldn't crawl all the way out. It was trying to get out. It died, and it just kind of fell down, and it was wrapped around something there and just dead. And so what we found out was that snakes don't communicate with sounds or anything like that, from what I read, but they can put off a chemical. And if you have a dead female snake, it will attract typically a male snake. So we think that's what happened, was that snake that died was a female snake. The scent that it put off attracted a male snake. It attracted the vultures. And so it was quite the crazy week here at the homestead, dealing with fun snakes. In addition to getting the pool hole that some of you might have saw, they've dug the hole for the pool, which is now filling up with rainwater. And they will be out here tomorrow, weather permitting, to continue on that pool install. So we will probably go live during that pool install as well. And that's really what I wanted to tell everybody today. I see you, Sue, here from Lucky Dog and Teachers on Adventures. So thanks for coming in this morning. I'm going to be getting to work here shortly, trying to find some time to get some videos done with all the work around here. And my regular job and just having fun out on the property. Haven't had a whole lot of time to do videos. And I'm also still working on trying to recover all of that content that was on that damaged drive. So I'll give an update on that at some point as well. So it's around 4 terabytes of content, not all channel content. A lot of it's backups from the channel previously, but all of our pictures, our music, our home videos, documents. Pretty much it was my main backup storage drive that we've got a problem with, that we're trying to get the data recovered on that. Anything else to talk about? Let's see here. The pool's going in this week. Next week's Mother's Day, so hopefully everybody that is a mama out there has got some plans for next week. I'll be traveling up to St. Louis to see my mom. And we will have a pool operational hopefully by the end of this week. There'll still be some landscaping and concrete work to do, I'm sure, but the pool will be in the ground and working supposedly Tuesday, and we will keep you updated on that. Teachers on Adventure says they're gardener snake on her porch, and she freaks out on any snake. That's how my wife is. She freaks out on any snake, and I pretty much, you know, unless it's a copperhead or a cottonmouth water snake, water moccasin, or the occasional rattlesnake, you know, I haven't seen a poisonous snake for quite some time. But if it's a poisonous snake, I definitely, I personally kill a poisonous snake to keep them out of the property, just because I have grandkids and dogs and stuff like that, and you know, just trying to keep the property safe. I don't try to relocate them. If they're a non-poisonous snake, I try to let them be. And fortunately, Chris was okay with that this time. So the black snake, I told her, I said, I'm not killing it. It's, you know, it could be killing mice around here and stuff like that. So not going to kill a black snake at this point. I'm sure if it gets in the shop and I'm able to shoo it out, she will definitely want me to kill it. But I think we'll have that sorted out once we get the new garage door. There won't be any gaps between the door and the wall, so that they can sneak in. All right, folks, I think we'll call that a morning. I'll get to work. I'll see you all maybe on some upcoming lives this week. Until next time, have a great week.